Well, Tanya, this morning we are in Cagliari, Sardinia, a place we have never been before. And this, we have a very short period of time here, so we're going to see what we can see in that short period of time. We are on a Mediterranean cruise. There are certain drawbacks and certain advantages to being on a cruise, as we have noted in one of our previous videos. I mean, the one thing is you can check off boxes to a number of places and say you've been there. That's a positive, I guess. The negative is, of course, you don't get any kind of depth about the place you're visiting, but it gives you a taste of what it is. So in the future, if you want to come back, we can do that. And this is one of those cases where we're going to check the box. We came in on a Holland America cruise ship, which holds about 2,000 people, and we are docked just across from this Norwegian ship. It's called the Norwegian Escape, which is just gigantic and must hold at least 5,000 passengers. We'll have to look that up when we get back. But you know, so this entryway gets a little bit just congested as everyone comes in. All right, so now we're going to take a little walk and see what we can get in the few hours that we're here. Cagliari is the capital of Sardinia and apparently has about 150,000 people. Sardinians, as I understand, are very proud of the fact that they're Sardinians, and similar to people in Sicily, they consider themselves Sardinians before they are Italians. No problem there. You have the usual tourist gigas. We probably won't be going beyond whatever the tourist areas are today, simply because of the time. You just never know what you're going to run into when you're in a new place. We found a placard on the side of a building here, and it's advertising some of the musicians that we're very familiar with. Joe LaBarbera on drums, Eddie Gomez on bass, and Dado Maroney on piano are going to be playing here on the 3rd of August, and we are now in the last week of July, so we won't be able to catch that gig. But it's really good to know that, you know, if you're here in the summertime, you're probably going to run into some good music. And there is always time for gelato. What are we having here today, Tanya?
Stracciatella.
Stracciatella, one of our favorites. How is it?
It's so creamy and wonderful.
Wonderful.
And real.
Wonderful. So
Real.
Come to Cagliari for real gelato. Well, Tanya and I, of course, are always interested in the etymology of the place where we're visiting. And we naturally assumed that there would be lots of sardines in Sardinia, and that would have been the reason that it was named that. But alas, that is not the case. There are no sardines in Sardinia. And in fact, it may have been named after the Greek god Sardis, S-A-R-D-U-S. But there's disagreement on that as well. So the long and the short of it is there are No sardines. Yeah. Well, there probably are sardines in a can somewhere. But anyway, the Sardinia has nothing to do with sardines. There you have. There you have. So one of the things you might wonder as soon as you come to Sardinia is their flag, which has these 4 black figures with blindfolds on their foreheads in a cross. And these represent 4 Moorish princes that were defeated by the Sardinians in the past. And this symbol is also used in Sicily on some of their flags and things like that. So there you have it. It's the 4 black heads flag. And the Sardinians are very proud that they were never defeated by the Moors. So they've got that going for them. So when you visit Sardinia on a hot summer's day and you need a little thirst quencher, what would you have? Well, you go in and you ask for a beer, you get Polaner, a nice German Pilsner. Tanya, how does it taste?
Yum.
Yum. It's cold and fizzy.
Cold and fizzy.
Those are Tanya's 2 primary criteria, and this Polaner meets both of those.
And it's wonderful. We don't have far to get back.
Don't have far to get back. Yeah, this is our few hours in Sardinia, enjoying a, I can't say local brew, but
Cloud-free day.
Cloud-free day. It's just beautiful. After finishing a very refreshing Pilsner and a few little chips to go with it, we're heading down another little street here in Cagliari before we head back to our luxury ship for a nap.
Yes.
Anyway.
And it's very warm.
It is quite warm.
Very warm.
Yep. It's supposed to be up to about 95 degrees today, is that right? 98 Fahrenheit, which would be about, what, 40, 41, something like that, Celsius. But we are taking it really slow because you know what? We're retired. And for all you retired travelers out there, this is exactly what you can look forward to. You can just spend your days wandering aimlessly through European towns. One of the things we have to, of course, recognize is that Cagliari is certainly not representative of Sardinia as a whole. It's on the southern part of the island. It is the capital, but you know, to really appreciate Sardinia, Tanya, I think we'd have to spend at least a week here, maybe 10 days or so.
I think so.
Yeah, and we'd have to have a car so we can go around the island and really appreciate it. Apparently there's beautiful beaches, beautiful scenery, warm, friendly people, lots of different kinds of bread and cheese, ways to really put on a few pounds before you leave. One of the things you have to deal with when you're on a cruise is, of course, lots of people. Anywhere there are cruise ships, of course, there are always lots of cruise passengers. And one of the things that is here in Sardinia that you have to deal with is document check. Normally, when we've gone to different ports on cruise ships, you just kind of move right along in and show your ship card and everything is cool. This one looks like it's a much more involved process. It says bring your photo ID or passport, never heard of that before, and have your ship card. So anyway, another thing that you wouldn't have to deal with if you were driving a car and just flew in here or went to an all-inclusive, which apparently there are a lot of those. Well, that concludes our very brief visit to Cagliari, Sardinia. We're only here about 3 hours or so. If you enjoyed any of this, please give us a like, please subscribe, leave a comment, give us a thumbs up, any of that stuff. And I know there is much more, of course, to Sardinia than just what we have shown. If you've been here either to Cagliari and or Sardinia proper, please leave a comment below so that we can get kind of an idea of what we want to do when we get here next. So, from Tanya and myself, that's it for today's video. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.